That was a proper game of two halves, that one, man. First half, we were awful, to be honest. I think Solskjaer done the right thing with the changes. He's got to mix it up. He had to give players a rest, bring in some young players who need minutes, and give some of the more senior players minutes coming back from injury or who just need game time. So I stick by what I said in terms of I didn't mind it. You could nitpick at the team and go, oh, Matic shouldn't play, or Ashley Young at right back and all that. But all of that stuff, I think for this game, it had what it needed on the pitch to beat Alkmaar. And we've won 4-0. And I'm not going to lie, it didn't look like we was going to win at 4-0 at half-time. I thought first half, we just had nothing. It didn't feel like I was at a football match, to be honest. AZ Alkmaar dominated possession. They were comfortable. They were breaking at will. They didn't test Romero for how well they did, so that wasn't too much of a concern. But in terms of our own performance, I thought we were poor on the ball, and it just didn't add up from the start. I mean, Ricky touched on it in his fan cam, and I thought the same thing. The way we set up, it wasn't so much the players, but it was the way we set up. I mean, Andreas Pereira on the left, for me, just doesn't work. I know Greenwood was out on the right, okay. He can play there, got his goal from there in the second half. And then Matt just behind that. And then Garner, the young kid coming in. I didn't see superstar quality from him, but he had a steady game. But him next to Matic, it just lacked what Fred and McTominay give us. It really did. And we want to be able to change players and rest players, but it looked to me like if that would have carried on for the next 5 or 10 minutes of the second half, I thought Solskjaer would have had to make some changes and start bringing on some of the big guns. Fortunately, we didn't have to do that. And it was a weird second half at the beginning because it wasn't like we come out of the traps and blitz AZ and it was a complete turnaround in performance. I mean, AZ actually had a better chance to score before we did and hit it straight at Romero. But we go and get the first goal. I think it was some great work. I haven't seen the goals back. I remember a great bit of footwork from Pereira because Pereira had good moments in today's game. Some bad moments, but some really good moments as well. And it came from him. Good flick. The ball finds its way to Ash Young at the back post and he tucks it away. Not many people's first scorer on the accumulators today, but good finish, and I think that is what actually made our performance turn. I think AZ got a bit deflated from there, and the second goal came so quickly. Mason Greenwood, man, Jesus. I have to say, what the finishes he put on today were fantastic. He was my man of the match, and he's going to be an obvious one today, but he fully deserves it. He fully deserves it. That first strike from outside the box, right in the bottom corner, one touch, bang. So clinical, and we're starting to see, well, not even starting to, we've seen it already when he's played this season, just why he's being backed by Solskjaer so much, in terms of playing and scoring. And then the second goal he scores, well, he wins the penalty actually for the third goal, which was fantastic. Great little touch to control it and gets brought down, getting into good areas. We want to see him play more centrally where he can. We know we've got Martial there, but he wins the penalty as well. So heavily involved in those two things. And Matt dispatches that brilliantly. It was like 3 or 4 goals in like 11, 15 or 15 minutes. It was fantastic. And then the fourth goal that we got, which was Mason's second, just epitomises exactly what he is. Cutting in, quick feet, bang. It's almost like he doesn't give the keeper a chance to set himself. He's just so naturally gifted at finishing, and it just proves why Solskjaer's backing him. We've had our frustrations as the season's gone on in terms of not playing Mason enough, bringing him on late in games when he can't really impact it. But anytime he's played, he's always looked bright. That's one thing I have said about Mason Greenwood this year, and he's got a bright future. So fantastic for him. And in the context of the group, we've got to the end of it unscathed. Yeah, one loss out in Astana when he fielded the youth team. That can happen. And we finished top of the group. We can't ask for much more. There's been some really dodgy performances in the Europa League, to be honest. A 1-0 at home to Astana. We kind of stunk the place out a little bit, but got the win. Partizan, Belgrade, we were kind of fortunate. Penalty there. Martial rolls it in. Okay, we lost against Astana, but I think because we won our home games, the damage was done. So we go on. And I, like I said in the road trip on the way, it was important to win this. It was important. I think Solskjaer picked the right team, a blend between experience and youth. And we had to win, and we did. And in the context of the Europa League, you had those teams dropping down. You have got your Ajaxes, your Bayern Leverkusens, your Red Bulls, your Inter Milans, Lukaku, welcome back, as Luke Shaw said. So there are some big teams there. But I don't really fear them in terms of they're good teams. I respect that, it could go either way, but we can beat City away from home, we can beat Spurs, we can beat Chelsea, we can beat a lot of the top teams. We've proved that in big games, and that could be the stage that Solskjaer needs to kick on confidence-wise. So I don't fear that, especially when we'll have our first team players back then. But like Sayu said in the fan cams, we do need a different way of playing because the level of opposition is going to go up. But by rights, if you're looking at it in context of the season, we've proved that in the better games are actually better, But it's all about Everton. It's all about Sunday. The momentum is there. The momentum is key. And I know it's not going to be the exact same 11. It definitely won't be the same 11 that plays and starts against Everton. but it's going to be a completely different game. Hopefully we blitz them, but it's going to be a totally different game. Duncan Ferguson's going to have those boys right up for it from the off. I think he'll go with that 4-4-2. He'll go with energy, passion, desire, bravery, all of those words, all of those adjectives. And for me, we've got to be at it from the first whistle. We've got to earn the right to play against them. First 15, 20 minutes is going to be absolutely crucial. So here he is, here he is, here he is. He is here, he's back, he's back, he's back, he's back. Hey, how you doing? You're right. That's my new friend from last week. I'll tell you what, speaking of, it's been a crazy week in talks toxicity with fan channels and all of that jazz. He normally walks past every week. It took him about 10, 15 weeks to realise that we're actually nice people and we're doing a decent job, innit, Miles? Too long. He's always giving us abuse, but he always gives me abuse with a smile on his face. So last week we spoke to him, give him a hug, explained to him what we do, and he actually said, "Do you know what? Fair play." And that's what it's all about. We're not trying to convince everyone that fan cams are for them. We're not trying to convince everyone to watch it. We're just trying to convince people to respect that people have an opinion and they want to express their opinion in different ways. Forgot my whole train of thought now. Anyway, yes, it's all about Everton. Roll on Everton. Let's get the 3 points against them. And that's going to tell us more about this corner that we're supposed to be turning, because the confidence is going up. You cannot fault that. You cannot deny that. And you're looking at the fixtures along up until January, the first where we got Arsenal New Year's Day. They look winnable on paper. I know football matches are not won on paper, but they are winnable games and the confidence is flowing. It was great that we didn't have to use Rashford and James today and Bissaka and those types of players, Fred, McTominay, because I'm not going to lie, at half-time I thought, oh, if this carries on, we're going to have to change midfield and we're going to have to change it up front. We needed more pace, but luckily it worked out all for us. 4-0, I've got no complaints, no toxicity to spread today, no negativity. I'm sure. And my man of the match absolutely is Mason Greenwood. Peace. Big thank you to you guys for watching the latest of our videos, and if you want to check out more, make sure you do that just to the right of me. We are the biggest and best Manchester United channel in the world. Make sure you check us out on all of the socials as well: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and YouTube. The socials are along the bottom. Peace.